there's world champions in West Coast Swing, and there's puppy porn. I feel like you might be steering quite hard towards essentially making Tofu more famous than you.
Oh, yeah. That's the plan, because I want him to pay rent.
West Coast swing scene is almost like the land of misfit toys. You're lost, like trying to find yourself.
Being Asian, like your parents, they see it as like not stable. It's definitely a bittersweet feeling sometimes when like your parents aren't really part of this thing that you do.
And then you land on this community and you're like, oh my gosh. And then you create lifelong friendships. And that's, I think, what really keeps people coming back. I just want to be the Keanu Reeves of West Coast Swing.
Hello and welcome back to the Affinity Swing podcast on West Coast Swing. Swing content, or what I'm trying to now rename it, sort of swing content. It's kind of the name of the podcast. I thought it was kind of, it's kind of nice, right? Isn't it cute? I'm joined with Chris and Emily, the Open World Champion, Emily Huang, and then Chris as well.
That was perfect. That was absolutely brilliant. The best way to be introduced.
No last name.
Just
and
Chris.
Yeah, exactly right. And Chris.
This one
just
guy that's.
He was in the ballroom.
Yeah.
Just grabbed him off the Mario Kart, please. Christopher Dumond, in fact.
Yeah.
Hit me with an accolade.
Accolade?
You must have an accolade.
I mean.
Oh gosh, don't say it like that, Howard.
Gosh, I mean.
You must.
I won in juniors twice, but.
You won juniors twice?
Yeah, and I placed with Tara once. At the Open.
And you're also an absolutely magnificent champion dancer. We're both amazing champion level dancers. With titles and accolades, we get quite heavy on them, and it becomes a little bit like, well, that's the most intense thing. But it's also. You're also amazing artists, which is to me more of an accolade.
Yeah, well, and also too is like I feel like the in the community the memory of the community is like pretty like a goldfish almost.
100%.
Like there's people that are like, you danced with Nicole, and I was like, guys, that was like.
I'm Nicole's dad.
They're like, what, you danced with Nicole Ramirez? I was like, yes. And usually people are like, how'd you fumble that? But for like, yeah, like we grew up together. So like, but that was 12 years ago. So it's like, it's still a while ago, but it's not too long. I feel like 20, 30 years is like, okay, I don't expect you to like remember things from like 20 years ago. But at least like around a decade, I feel like that's still mildly relevant stuff, but like the dance just like is bringing in so much new blood, which is fantastic, that just people are like, oh, like you danced with Tara, and I'm like, that was only 8 years ago, and I was like 7-8 years ago, so like even that, I'm like, people aren't didn't know that we danced together, so like it's very interesting to me.
That's crazy. I mean, to me, when I started in 2019, so I'm a baby still in my view. 6 years to a lot of people. To a lot of people is still 6 years. That's a long time. To me, to a lot of people, that's still baby dancer. I binge YouTube. I feel like when you start and you're down those YouTube rabbit holes and whatnot, you have those people that you place in your mind. That have always just sort of been there and then travel with you throughout the dance, and you're one of those guys. So I don't know. For me, I'm not that goldfish. Do you know what I mean? I'm like you're all over it. You're great.
You're like
I'm curious because like to ask you, because like I always try and figure out is what was like your first like video that you're like, whoa.
Oh, there's one video that stands out, and then there's sort of a bunch of videos that are in there. The one, and I actually went up to this person at Liberty and danced with them like a few weeks ago, and I was like, afterwards, I was like, I don't want to fanboy, but I'm going to fanboy for a second. Which was Alexis Garish and Ryan Botts dancing juniors routine. Yeah. Which was amazing on Facebook, and so I had to after the dance we sat there and I was like, I think I spent about half an hour being like, it's probably weird to say, but I'm gonna go up and be like, so we were chatting and I was like, by the way, just so you know, you were the first person that showed me West Coast Swing. Like that's the first thing that I ever saw in West Coast Swing, and that was you.
Was it the "Shut Up and Dance with Me" one, or was it the other? I feel like
they were like
did.
15 years old at the time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I haven't seen it since. It's just buried in the memory, you know.
That's awesome.
And then like more like videos after that. I think for me the thing that, you know, when it comes to the dance and like getting very serious with the dance, I always go back to like Ben Morris wiping his brow or like taking like an imaginary camera out and, you know what I mean, dipping somebody to the audience and be like, take a photo, and that's again buried in my memory, you know. So those sort of videos, those for me are the big ones, which is why Affinity Swing is for me really, really cool, because now I'm sort of pumping those out and, you know.
Totally.
Yeah, 100%. Emily, same question to you then.
I think the first video I watched where I really got hooked was like Jordan and Tori US Open. I don't remember which year it was, but I know the song they got. It was like, "What Do You Mean" by Justin Bieber. And I just remember thinking like, oh my God, like, because when I was first exposed to West Coast Swing, I just thought it was really weird. I was like, why are these people dancing with each other to like pop music? Like, that looks very strange. But then I saw that video of Jordan and Tori dancing, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. So yeah, I like every time I show someone West Coast Swing, I'll show them that video of the two of them dancing, because it's so good.
Right. Apologies, I was just looking at the mics
No, you're good.
at the same time. For half a second, I thought we
You're
weren't
all
recording,
good.
but we're all good. We're totally in there. That's edited out. Your answer was terrific. What's the story behind Chris and Emily, and where are you based, and how does it all work?
Yeah, so I'm based in Austin, Texas right now.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm in Portland, Oregon.
I like that there was an there. Emily was very, very firm on where she was living, and then you were trying to remember for a second.
Well, because like I've been in SoCal all my life, basically.
Okay.
Like I was born in DC, but then my parents moved me when I was 2, so like I only ever remember California.
Yeah.
I grew up in like the Lake Arrowhead, Twin Peaks, Big Bear. Like Big Bear is the one that people know because they usually go like snowboarding and skiing up
Is
there.
that near LA? Is that the one where
Near-ish,
you
yeah.
go snowboarding in LA, like snowboarding Big Bear, and then you come down and you do surfing in the same day or something crazy?
Pretty much. Like
Yep.
you can, but the traffic will make it hard for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like if you take downtown LA and then you take Palm Springs, like you drive halfway between those two and then you just go north a bit, and like that's kind of where the Lake Arrowhead and Big Bear like mountains are. So it's kind of in between like Palm Springs and downtown LA.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I met you in Portland,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, we were playing ping pong at a like fun gathering that a bunch of the peeps
Yeah.
did. But I feel like we really got to know each other when we roomed together at Korean Open.
Korean Open, yes.
Yeah.
That was cool. That
Yeah.
was really cool. Yeah, lots of good chats. I was like, oh, you're a really cool dude. Especially for me as this traveling videographer, dancer dude. I was like, oh, you know, don't want to be too, you know,
Yeah.
don't want to be, you know, always trying to strike the right vibe. Yeah, and I thought we got on like a house on fire. So I was like, oh,
was super
Chris is a
fun.
great dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Emily, on the other hand, is wow, that was.
I am so
bad.
boring.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
not fun at
Yeah,
all.
it really sort of. Imagine a. Have you ever seen like, you know, like a
Like a-
walnut,
Oh,
and you sort of like tap on it, and
Yeah.
but there's nothing inside the shell. That's that was kind of the, you know, hey Emily, how's it going? And
nothing's in there.
nothing was in there at all.
Nothing at all? Not
Nothing.
even like a little bit of nut?
I did crack it once, and I met Joseph. And I realized, oh, there's the personality. There we go.
Yeah, that's very true.
Shout out Joseph,
Yeah, my boy toy.
your boy toy, boy toy Joseph.
toy.
We love Joseph. Yeah, Joseph's great. He's always, yeah. I remember, well, not meeting Joseph, but seeing Joseph. Why has Joseph's name gone from me? Joseph.
You trying to think of his last
Tong.
name? Tong. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go, Joseph Tong. And I went back to Austin, and I was hanging out with Ryan and Kelly in Ryan and Kelly's house, and they went, and he walked in to come in and practice, and
Yeah.
he went, "Are you still allowed in this country, Howard?" And I was like, dude, like, he was
You're like, what?
You got rid of me yet? I was like, wow, good to see you again. So Joseph's also very good energy. So Austin, Portland.
Yeah.
I feel like you're very much more Portland than you are SoCal, but I don't know if that's correct.
I mean, it feels right. So like, I feel really at home just living there. Not necessarily like dance community aside. I think just I grew up in the mountains, so like having all 4 seasons has been really nice.
Oh yeah.
So I enjoy it. A lot of people like need to see the sun. I really enjoy like a nice overcast with like a little bit of mist. You basically can either wear a t-shirt or you can wear a sweater, and you can just go out and like have a nice time. It's really nice. So like that to me sounds like the perfect kind of weather, whereas other people like I would be depressed for like 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something I told Chris too.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how you do it, because like I need sunshine all the time. Otherwise, like even when it's daytime and then it starts to get dark in the evening, I then feel like a mild depression just set in where I'm like, I'm sad, the sun's gone.
Yeah.
So like Austin's great because it's pretty much sunny, mostly sunny all year round, and it's also mostly hot all year round, which is much more of my vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, as soon as it hits above 70, I'm like, no thanks.
No.
Yeah. And I don't know what 70 is, but to me that sounds horrible
So that is, okay,
for the Europeans out there.
probably more like 20, 23,
Whoa,
I
that's
think.
like get naked weather to me. That really is.
20?
Yeah,
I
20
think.
degrees. Wow.
Or is it? I grew up with like Celsius because I grew up in Asia. So like Austin gets to like the 35s
Yeah.
in the summer, 35s, 40s.
Which is dead. We're dead at that point. We've
so
melted.
hot. Yeah, and I think 70s is somewhere around like 22, 23.
Right. Okay. So Portland was the first place that I came to in the US ever.
Really?
Yeah. So I've been deployed out to Canada with the Army for a month or two, and then I got a couple of weeks off to come and explore the US. So I came to Rose City Swing, and then I
Cool.
bounced out to Majo, I think, and then I came to California for a week, and just in a couple of weeks. And I remember landing in Portland, coming out and being crazy surprised at the fact that I had basically landed back in Britain. What is this? So when you described the weather, I was like, what?
So the thing was, is like we legitimately talked about this because Jules and I went to my wife, for people that do not know. But so like Jules and I went for like a really awesome vacation in Scotland, and we were driving around and we're like, this looks like Oregon.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of like looked at the, I forget, longitude is horizontal, latitude is this way, or is it the opposite?
I think it's the opposite.
Latitude is this
Whatever,
way.
sorry, my rule for the podcast is whatever you say on the podcast is true.
Okay.
It is, yeah. So if you make a statement that might be politically outrageous or like factually you think may be incorrect, it's on the podcast, thus it's true.
I'm
Cool.
going to outrageously say that latitude is the one that goes across.
And I'm, again,
Cool.
yeah, I have no idea.
Whichever one it is, it's like basically if you just draw a line, it's the same like north of the equator.
Oh, do you mean like east to west?
Yes.
It's the same.
Yeah,
it's the same line.
It's the same line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I appreciate that because the listeners will be drawing lines in their heads and they'll go, eh. So, sorry, west to east, Portland to the
it's,
UK.
It's basically like Washington and Oregon State, like both of those are very similar. And so like it felt just like super at home, which was really cool. But then it was just like slightly off. It's like one of those dreams where like things are like so realistic, but then that one thing is really weird, and that one thing was driving on the other side of the road.
Oh, yeah.
It was so much fun because I like enjoy cars. So I was like, I got a manual, and drove on the wrong side of the road for us. Right?
Especially in Scotland. Scotland's beautiful to drive
Oh
through.
my gosh. And we drove, there was this, it was so cool. There was this like local person. We stopped at like this cafe thing, and they sold wool from all of their sheep. And we were like stopping by and just like checking that out. And then this local guy came by and he was like, all right, if you enjoy driving, like you have to do like
Is it the 500?
like Devil's something.
Okay.
And I was like, that sounds great. That was the most narrow road I have ever driven in my life. And it was a two-way road, which blew my mind.
Yes. Do you remember the speed limit as well?
Oh, I feel like it was 50K.
No. So
Is it 80?
Sorry. So in the UK we do miles per hour.
You don't. Oh, miles per hour. That's right.
Yeah. So we have very narrow country lanes with big hedges on each side, which are essentially you could get one car down, and the speed limit for those is 60 miles an hour. Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
freaking insane.
That's what I grew up like learning to drive.
Wow.
On. Crazy.
So can you so it's like one lane?
You could fit one car down.
Holy
So
moly.
Just a little bit.
someone has to play chicken, basically.
Portland, Texas, Austin, UK. But you described yourself earlier, and you also like maybe hinted at the fact that you weren't necessarily.
From here.
No.
No. Yeah, so I was born in Plano, which is near Dallas in Texas.
Okay.
So I was born in the US. I grew up here till I was about like 5 or so, and then my dad's job took us abroad, and so we moved to China. And it's a little weird just because my parents are Taiwanese, and we moved to China. And like people in Taiwan and China don't always agree whether like Taiwan's part of China or not, or vice versa.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a weirdish situation, but so I grew up in China from when I was like 5, 6 to when I graduated high school, and I came back here for college.
Right, cool. International relations, for context, Taiwan, I believe, does not recognize. It recognizes itself as its own state.
Yes.
China recognizes Taiwan as part of China.
Yes, yeah.
And the US recognizes nothing in particular, doesn't really want to make any statements internationally.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Just historically, though, Taiwan's always been democratic, and so typically the U.S. is more kind of on the side of Taiwan.
So did you grow up dancing in China?
I did not. No, I discovered dancing when I was in college in the U.S. So like I did a little bit of like ballet growing, kind of just like every girl does a little bit of ballet growing up type of thing. But I didn't really start West Coast swing until I was in college.
Okay.
In the U.S. Yeah.
Right. So at the age of sort of 18-ish.
18-ish. Yeah.
Okay. And for yourself, Chris, you were a bit before that.
Yeah, so I actually it was really interesting. Like I've said on a few different interviews like how I started, but I don't think any of them I described that I actually started when I was 2.
You started when you were 2.
2 or 3. But what happened was it was like the tiny tot kind of class where it's just like a bunch of little kids and it's a glorified just like daycare, but you just like have music on and you just like wiggle around and stuff.
You weren't made in a lab and then put into this very specific program at the age of 2, like a sort of machine child.
Correct.
No,
I was not that. It was just like
Okay.
I just needed to like move around. So like my mom kind of like recognized that, put me into class. But then I saw the teacher like shake one of the kids, which is not cool. So I told my mom about it, and so she pulled me from the class.
Yeah.
And I didn't dance again. So like I didn't dance again until I was 10.
Right.
Because I was dancing in front of the TV to Michael Jackson like movies. And it was like his movies, not his music videos. He made a movie and it was called Moonwalker. And I watched it on VHS all the frickin' time, and it had the Smooth Criminal music video built into the plot. So like I would just watch that all the time. Whoa. And it was I don't even remember the plot of the movie, but he becomes like this like alien like metal statue that's like as big as the Statue of Liberty at the end of the movie, I think. Right. If my memory, I haven't seen it since I was like 5. But
as a champion level dancer in the making, you weren't really focused on the plot line. You were just more focused on the movement.
Yeah, I like the dancing. Of it,
yeah.
you know. And I was like 8 or 9 when that happened, and then my mom, after I had that interest, she was like, "Okay, let's like put you into some dance lessons." And so I started taking hip hop, And then the studio that I went to was a ballet studio, and they were like, oh, like, you're a boy, we need boys in ballet, so we're gonna just lie to you and say that you need to take ballet in order to take hip hop, which I'm glad that they did for like context, like for my dancing now is like, cool. I was able to have hip hop and ballet training at the same time from when I was like 10 until 13. 13, I moved to the Schwimmer studio. That buddy.
So you were a Schwimmer Kid.
Yes.
Could you describe what a Schwimmer Kid is to the audience?
I can't remember what generation. Like I would say like the first generation would obviously be Benji and Lacey and Heidi. And they were kind of like the OG because they were, Buddy and Lori's kids. And then also Heidi was Benji and Lacey's cousin. And Benji danced with Heidi in Showcase and won a bunch of times with her. And then you had like the Tories, the Taras, the Sean's. Because like Sean was Bay Area, but he was kind of like, he bounced between like the Norquist, which was also a big junior program that like you got people like Alyssa out from that, because like she did Lindy before that, and then like Norquist was kind of like, don't quote me, but like I'm pretty sure that that's kind of how she got trickled into West Coast, was through Norquist.
I mean, it's on the podcast, so
yeah, so it's
100% true.
This is all like me trying to remember conversations that I had like 15 years ago. Like we haven't talked about this in so long. But then, so like you had like the Sean Satoris and then Tara, and then you had like my kind of generation. I was the older portion of that generation, it was myself, it was Nicole and Victoria, and then Hannah when she was dancing, and then who else was there? I can't remember. Like, yeah, and then after us, the last kind of, I think, Schwimmer Kid was Jaden Pfeiffer.
Right. Yep.
Like he was like the generation after us.
Shout out Jaden and Kenzie.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was kind of like the different generations, but like to be a Schwimmer Kid was just, you went to the studio, the whole premise was you learned everything that you could from every different dance style, and you just did everything, and you competed in everything, and you just tried it. Mm-hmm. So like it wasn't necessarily about like perfecting a dance style, it was just trying to soak in like a sponge, like all these different dance styles. And then for routines, it was just like, that was a really big focus of like, all right, who's doing a routine? It wasn't like, would you like to do a routine? It's like, who are you dancing with?
Yeah, when is that happening?
That's the guarantee.
Yeah.
It's like you were dancing at the Open. Like if you're doing West Coast Swing at the studio, like you're dancing at the Open, basically.
No question else. Yeah.
And it was great. Like my first routine was 2008 with a girl named Leah Sukenik, and I got second to last with her, and the only person I beat forgot 2/3 of their routine.
Okay, so you must have remembered more than a third of it.
Yep.
Then.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But and then Nicole and I danced together for 5 years, and then like everything else ensued. But like
Right.
that was the kind of thing with the Schwimmer studio, is like they just kind of really tried to pave experience into everyone. And it made it to where people could get all the way up to those higher levels at a very, very young age.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Because like I had my first champ point when I was 18.
Wow.
And then I think Nicole and Victoria were even younger when they had their first champ point. I think they were like 16 or 17. And then same with Tori. I think she was also...
Crazy.
Yeah, I do think the dance is very much. I mean, it's really open for any country to essentially. There's so much dance experience in a lot of countries. There's a lot of very qualified dancers in a lot of countries with studios, and all it kind of takes is one of those studios to go, yeah, we're just going to open it. We're just going to teach kids West Coast swing intensely, and then we're just going to send them off to the open, and just regularly. I feel like there's a lot, as somebody that's coming into this at a later age, I'm sat there going, there's so much opportunity here. It really, it's not like we're not competing like we would be in gymnastics, where you've got 12-year-olds destroying everybody else. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity out there, potentially, which is kind of one of the goals of the podcast, is to trying to get these communities that are trying to build in different places to do that. So advertise exclusively to children. That's what I say.
There we go. We like little kiddos.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's something I always felt super like FOMO about when I started dancing, because I started in college. And so I was like right past the age of like being a junior. And so it was always something where I was like, wow, like I feel like I really wish I had gotten to learn this dance like at a younger age. And I'm like curious as to where I would be had I started like 5-10 years earlier than I did. It's super cool, because I feel like now that Chris and I are partners, like we just have a very different like experience with the dance and very different backgrounds. And so it's always just like really interesting. Whenever we talk about anything, it's just like, oh, like that's so cool. Like you were doing that at such a young age, like how does that affect how you relate to the dance and like how you relate to the community and whatnot, like versus, I started much later. I know we have several people too, like I feel like a couple of champs have also started later. Like I know Larissa, I think, started as an adult as well. Yeah, so it's always really interesting to kind of like see how everyone relates to the dance and whatnot.
Yeah, I've certainly seen like the All-Star division at the moment. Tons of people either doing a Rising Star or jumping into Showcase Classic. Maybe this is just an observation by Harold that isn't necessarily grounded in a lot of data. But follow-wise, it seems to be a lot of very experienced follows with leads that have shot up relatively fast. So it's interesting talking to the reverse of that, if that's what you would agree with. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I feel like fairly untrained as a dancer. Like I did grow up doing a little bit of dancing, but to the extent that I feel like kind of like your parents are always like, yeah, go try this, go do an extracurricular. It was never like something I was super competitive in or like particularly good at. It was just like, oh, one of the things I do like after school or whatnot. So like, yeah, it's really weird coming into it as an adult, because I feel like you do have to like learn it in a different way. And so like I remember there would be classes I went to where maybe people who had been dancing for a longer time, like ever since they were younger, like would explain certain things, and it just wouldn't really make sense to me because I was just used to like sitting at my desk all day. Like I didn't really move that much as a kid, and so it's definitely been like an interesting but also fun experience learning like, okay, how do I learn this as an adult, and how can I then also explain it to other people who are learning it as an adult? I feel like most people are, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think that would also surprise a lot of people, because I think when I think of Emily Huang, I think, has done super well, super quickly, absolutely incredible dancer, has clearly come from a very strong dancing background and then transitioned into West Coast swing. So when you say, I did this in an extracurricular, way, as opposed to, oh yeah, I was winning championships when I was 11. That really surprises me, and I think, wow, that's crazy. And I think there's a lot of that in the community generally. There's a lot of people that you naturally assume have been aggressively coached at a very young age, like somebody like Lauren Jones.
Yeah,
Familiar?
yeah.
Football, soccer. Very keen, like footballer. Not super high level, I don't believe, but a very keen sportsman throughout her. And then did West Coast Swing from I think 2018. Hadn't danced before, and then straight up.
Crazy.
So I think there's definitely so there's people listening that are considering it. Not that it's all about shooting your way up to competing, routines, etc. But at the same time, there's opportunity there. And despite me saying that you should all be creating little, crashes full of West Coast Swing.
I think there's like possibility everywhere, right? Like there's a possibility for people to start earlier if they want to, that we can kind of try to promote. And then there's possibility that like just because you're starting it older doesn't mean, you're not going to get anywhere with it.
You talked about representation within the dance earlier.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess maybe I could talk a little bit about just like how dance has been for me as like an Asian American or just like Asian person in general. It's always like interesting because I feel like for most people I meet in the community, their parents are very supportive of their dancing and like they're very involved, and like I see this all the time, like at the open, right? Like especially like anyone in classic, showcase, whatever, like their parents are always there supporting them, and it's very normal, like part of their life. But like, I think just being Asian, like your parents typically are more, like the more traditional parents are less supportive of like an artistic job because they see it as like not stable or like you don't make a lot of money from it and whatnot. And so it's always just been something that I like grappled with of like how much time should I invest in dancing. And like when I was in college too, like I really struggled when I was graduating because I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I should like graduate and work a full-time job, because if I do work a full-time job, I doubt I will have like much time for dancing. But at the same time, like I can't just fully throw myself into dance because I do feel like the fact that I started later means I don't have, like I can't just graduate already being a teacher, teaching students, making money. Like I feel like years of experience would be required for that. So I felt like I struggled a lot when I was graduating from college, but it kind of happened so like around COVID time, and so things were weird with the job market for me anyways, and so I ended up able to like focus a little bit more time on dancing. I do have like a full-time job now, and I also dance, and so like I think it like gives me a sense of financial security, also gives my parents a little bit of peace of mind. But yeah, it's definitely a bittersweet feeling sometimes when like your parents aren't really part of this thing that you do. I know, Chris, you kind of mentioned that a little bit too, where even though you've been dancing for so long, you said your parents have only been to like one of your events, or?
Yeah, it was my dad's side of the family. They went to the Open in 2013 to watch me dance. My mom and grandma, like my grandma, literally, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be at this event, and I'm booked solid. Like you aren't going to see me. And she's like, yeah, but are you doing a routine? And I was like, well, yeah, like I'm doing like the show at Swing Time, or like I'm doing, the show at Swing Tack or something. And she's like, okay, cool. I'll be there on Friday, and I'll watch you dance, and I'll just chill in the ballroom and watch everyone and like chit chat with like whoever's passing by and just enjoy herself. So like she's always been like a huge support within dance. Sometimes I'm like, okay, this is a lot of support, but like, it's, I think for everyone, it's always going to be like that grass is greener. Like I have the most supportive grandma I think you could ask for. And I'm like, oh yeah, like it'd be nice, maybe like, you can do other things or like something like that. And then everyone's like, but like she's like so amazing and like and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah. And then I realized I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just like too in the weeds here, and I'm a little too sensitive, and I should be grateful because like not everyone has their grandma flying across the country to see you dance, you know? So like, I think that's something that like I've had to reframe as like, because I was like 13 starting West Coast and like went through all of the hormones that puberty takes you through, and then like immediately going into traveling around the world, like as soon as I turned like 18, 19, like there's just so much life experience that you learn, and like that was one of the things that I kind of had to grapple with, of like the support, because you're always like, oh, like no, like mom, like leave me alone. Gosh, like
You're embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing me. Like, why are you here? And then like as you get older, I was like, you know what? Actually, that was really sweet, and like it's really nice.
For sure.
Yeah. So. Like my grandma has like 8 seats booked at the Open for like us and like my wife and herself and like a few other people that she's like, this is our row. And
Sweet.
She's had it, I think those seats since 2009.
Wow.
Like every single Open. She's
crazy.
Pre-purchased the tickets and she hasn't missed one that I've danced in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
It's great. That's great. And my mom hasn't missed one either, I don't think. The only ones I think she missed was when she was sick in the hospital. But other than that, I think she's made it to every single one. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's something I running a lot of the live streams with the events. Get very exposed to parents tuning in, and I didn't quite realize how intense people were. And actually, I remember, I think I was competing like intermediate in the UK, and people would text like 2 minutes after going, nice job, Harold. And I'm like, dude, we've met once. Who on earth are you? Oh, like, you know, just on Facebook, like, love it. I saw you live. I'm like, you don't even do that. You do a separate, you do like modern jive, man. Like, wow, cool. Like, I appreciate you saying hi, and I feel like people are far more interested than you think a lot of the time. And yeah, no, I do resonate with that whole like, oh, screw you. I remember going off to university, college. My mum was like, Harold, you need to be calling me each week. And I was like, what? Mum, I'm leaving home. Like, what do you want about, dude?
Yeah, I need to go live my life.
Yeah, and then like cut to 6 years later or 5 years later, or a bit less, and I'm like in army training. And my mum's basically just doing all the courses with me. She was known as Chairborne because she's been through every army course I've ever done. She just has been in her office at home going, do you need me to ring them, Harold? I'm like, Mum, please don't ring my sergeant major. Like, you know what I mean? She's like, I'm doing this interesting course with the army. And she'd go, oh, cool. Have you, I've looked at the forums. I've looked at all these things. By the way, did you know this? I'm like, it's getting weird. Like, please don't tell the rest of my mates that, do you know what I mean? That, you know, like,
totally.
You know more about this than me. So yeah, they're very supportive. Yeah, no, I totally get you. Yeah, okay. So a bit of a juxtaposition there in terms of support and feeling like potentially there's too much or too little, and yeah, totally.
Just kind of coming to terms with like, you know, it's just support's really nice when you think about it. Like even when it is too much, it can be both. Yeah. Like I think that a lot of times people think of like things in like very, very black and white. Like, oh, it can't be too much and nice. If it's too much, it has to be bad. You know what I mean? And I'm like, both can exist. Like you can have it where it's like, it may be a little too much this one weekend, but it was really nice.
Yeah. One thing that really stood out to me, I remember coming back, I must have been out for a year or so traveling or whatever, and go back to see me mum. She goes, Harold, I've been watching you dancing, and I've just got a bit of feedback on your spotlight. Oh yeah, mum. Yeah, leans in. Yeah, sure. I'd love to get your feedback on my dancing. I've doing workshops and private lessons every single weekend for the last year. Cool. Yeah, please let me know what your thoughts are. She's like, have you considered when you're doing your moves, face them towards the judges.
Brilliant.
Stab in the heart. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes,
You got me, Mum.
I have done that. And when I don't do that, I want the ground to swallow me up. I appreciate your feedback, and I will maintain my composure as you've said that, and not try to shut you down, because that's hilarious.
Well,
You know what I mean? I mean, it's also true. You know?
And no, it's so true. And like, that's something that like, I know that BMO uses that with like Megan, and like for like specifically like routines, but like having someone who is like, who knows, but like has the audience perspective.
Yeah.
Right. So like Jules helped with like, I think each one of my routines since 2019, just kind of like, I'll send her snippets or something, and she's like, this isn't reading.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's not just like, it can be as vague as that, or it can be like uber specific, like that angle, it's just like, I don't know what's going on. And like, that's so helpful, because like when we're practicing, we're like, oh yeah, like how's like the hip turnout?
Yeah.
And then we realize that like, if the audience is like lost, it doesn't matter, like those small minute details. So it's like having that sense of like, here's this section, does it read? And it's like, yes, but this one, it loses the momentum, or it loses the energy. But like having that perspective from someone's like, when your mom's like, have you tried this?
Have you tried, being a bit more fun? Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right, I'll
Actually,
try that. Thanks. I was just trying to be on time, but got you. Not that you care about what timing is, but got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Those outside audience viewpoint is always so valuable.
Yeah, it's something I've been, again, with the Affinity Swing. Affinity Swing started off as a dance class in Bath. Website, sending out adverts, going around filming competitions just to put a bit more social media, and then it went crazy. But the point was, Harold, you're in 2019, you've seen the dance for the first time. What do you want? What will convince you to turn up to a dance class? Disregard anything since 2019. What is going to convince you to turn up? And it's friends, fitness, good times, social. That's really all it is. And we get so sucked into, all-star champion level instructor and so-and-so accolades and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, great. But if you put it on a poster and you don't, it just looks scary to people. That people don't care. You need that person that's on the outside that goes, oh, Ben Morris wiping his brow is pretty funny. I want to turn up to see that. You know what I mean? Like, and get that outside perspective. I totally agree. Yeah.
And just like having that sense of community is so awesome. Because like, I feel like a lot of people that maybe like don't have like a community that they grew up with, like I know that there's a lot of people that like, if you've grown up religious, like you have the church and you have like all the people that go to church every time to like this location, and like you're always mixing and mingle, and then your parents like talk to the other parents, and like everyone's kids all mingle, and then you grow up together, and like you have that sense of like community. And I feel like a lot of people are like the West Coast swing scene is almost like the land of misfit toys. So it's like you're lost, maybe you're in college and you're like trying to find yourself or like something like that, and then you land on this community and you're like, oh my gosh, and then you create lifelong friendships from that. And that's, I think, what really keeps people coming back is like just this sense of like, it's really nice to just see your friends and not have to be like, hey, like, what do you want to try and do? Like, what's your schedule? It's like so much easier to be like, oh, hey, like, I'd love to hang out. Like, are you going to Swingsota? Am I going to see you that weekend? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll be there. Or like, oh, no, not this year, but I'll be at Swingtacular. And I'm like, oh, cool, I'll be there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and just being able to take a weekend and then just hang out with your friends is, I think, so nice. And then you have the added benefits of like, you get to learn to dance. It's like fun, and you get to share that experience with people. is nice.
I totally agree, and I think demonstration of that was for me. I was quite taken aback at one point. I went to a house party. It was at Tatiana's house. There was a little party going on, not a massive house party. It was just a few people over, and I rocked up. I'd just flown in from Canada, having just come from Australia. So I went Australia, Canada, and then arrived in California. Went to this party. Had just landed. And walked in, and we had people from Australia, California, all over the US. I'm trying to think of any other continents, probably. And I walked in, and I was expecting everyone to go, "Harold, good to see you, mate. Oh, it's been ages." Quite the opposite. It was very much like "You right?" And I was like, "Wow, like this could be like our mates are so like we're so geographically displaced." But it just doesn't matter. Like, and it was every single person that came in. It was like, "You're right, mate. Yeah." Like, "Oh yeah, Brad's just come in from Australia as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Like, no big deal. Right. Yeah. Haven't seen you for 6 months. Okay. Cool. And like, let's just get on and like it was yesterday. So yeah, I do feel like, yeah, either that or they just don't like me. I don't know. But that's what you get when you gate crash. So, no, I'm joking. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Influencers at the moment. It's quite easy to ask lower level dancers what their influences are because they will just name a bunch of champion dancers. But asking champion dancers what their influences are is another interesting thing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be other West Coast swing dancers. I know, for instance, like Rashania and Mackenzie, all-star level dancers, fantastic influences from all sorts of hip-hop and other backgrounds. And they're really dragging them in, getting privates with those guys. That's also super interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Have you got any influences at the moment that you're playing with?
Oh God, that's a good question. I don't know if there's any person in particular at the moment, but I guess I just try to make sure I curate my feed to like at the moment for me, it's like women that make me feel empowered. So it could be like a celebrity who I feel like is really outspoken on certain matters, or someone who's just very confident in herself and posts bikini pictures or whatever. Like, it could really be anyone who I feel like exudes just like a lot of confidence in what they're doing and just like happiness in their life. And just like people who feel very ordinary, I guess. I think we probably all experience this a lot with like social media where you like follow people who you like aspire to be like, but sometimes like that life is not really realistic. And so for me right now, like just for like mentally, just to like feel good about what I see every day, it's really just like people who make me feel like I can be more of myself, and a lot of dogs. So it's
and a lot of dogs.
Puppies, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of. I feel like you've got to be careful as a social media expert. This is my direct advice to you.
Yeah.
And your lovely significant other.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to pick one.
Okay.
But there's world champions in West Coast swing. And there's puppy porn, and I feel like you've got one or the other.
It's more of the. It's like
and I feel like you might be steering quite not a little bit, but quite hard towards essentially making Tofu more famous than you.
Oh yeah, that's the plan because I want him to pay rent, and it's funny because it's actually kind of backwards right now. Where on my personal account I follow more like dogs, but then on Tofu's account I follow more like dance and like fitness and wellness. And I think it's because like when I'm on my own account, I really just want to see things that like make me feel good and feel happy. I'm on his account a little bit less. And so I don't mind kind of like seeing like all the other dance stuff, the exercise stuff and whatnot. But going back to your point about making Tofu an influencer.
Tofu is, what breed of dog is Tofu?
Tofu is a long-haired miniature dachshund.
Yep.
He looks basically like a little golden retriever sausage
It's
dog.
the cutest thing in the world. And
He's
he also
very
has
cute.
opposable thumbs, and that's how he's got his own
That's how
social
he
media
types,
account.
and he's very good at CapCut. he's better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think like at first kind of just started as a fun way to document his life for us to kind of look back on it. But it's just like pet content's just so fun to create and a very surprisingly profitable. We're not at that point yet, but we're trying to get him there.
Oh, so he's actually going to pay rent.
That's the plan. Yeah, I would actually like him to
That's
pay
so
rent.
good.
Yeah.
Like, wow, how's it been a West Coast Swing Pro? And you'd be like, just get a dog, man. Like,
Get
just
the
get a
dog.
dog. Just get a dog. You'll be fine. Yeah. People and Nicole aggressively putting out courses and content, and then it's just Mia just in the background, just making all the money on OnlyFans, but it's a dog. Yeah. Sorry, it's not OnlyFans. It's whatever. But yeah, that's cool. I have no idea why we went down that tangent. What were we talking about?
We talk about influencers we follow.
Influencers. So to sum up, powerful women, people that I actually thought that was kind of interesting because that's not what I thought you'd go down at all. I thought you were going to talk about a certain type of dancing or other pros or whatever. The dance is an extremely emotional dance, right? And it's it's all vibes, and it's very easy to see when somebody doesn't have the vibe and they're just trying to perform what they need to perform. But ultimately, we're in an art form and we're trying to communicate emotion and story. And so, yeah, I think that answer is really incredible. Yeah, that's really cool. Chris.
Yes.
Do you have powerful men that you're following on Instagram?
Honestly, like,
Apart from myself.
so immediately, because the thing is like I struggle so hard with being celebrified, maybe.
Yeah.
Is how to make up that word. But like I struggle a lot with like people being like, I don't know, treating you differently just because they're like, oh my gosh, I saw that video, and it's I don't know, it's hard.
I mean, you did make me like fold all your clothes in Korea and like carry your stuff around. Was that?
Not true.
But you said it was because of WSDC points. I don't know.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
I didn't want to be in that room with you.
Yeah,
but
however many points I have is how many pounds of stuff you have to carry of mine. But like I struggle with that, and what I always try and make a conscious thing to do is like just strike up small talk conversation in the ballroom and just like enjoy just meeting new people and just kind of like humanizing myself. It's more for me than it is for them. I think I need to feel less like that celebrity that people like inevitably will, because like they're like, hey, like I'm inspired by your movement and I want to tell you, and like all this stuff. Or they get nervous because of dancing with like not just me, but like a Jordan, a Benji, a Kyle, Sean, Beam, like name anyone, like Robert, you know what I mean? And it's just kind of, I think, just a natural occurrence of things. So I think for me, my inspiration kind of like on that realm of like how to handle that celebrity-ish lens is I've always been a huge fan of Keanu Reeves. So like my goal is like, as like being viewed as a professional, is like I just want to be the Keanu Reeves of West Coast Swing.
could you describe Keanu Reeves?
Well, like he's just a chill dude. Like there's been so many times where he's like just documented where he's just like, there was one time that his flight was canceled or something like that, and he went on like a road trip with people from the plane to get to whatever city, and he was just hanging out.
So cool.
Right. So like just kind of like he seems like a very down to earth person and always just very just cordial and quiet and nice. Like not loud, doesn't have to be like, I'm the nice celebrity that is always just super chill. He just is like, this is how I live my life, and if you want to talk, well, we can talk. And that's kind of like my inspiration as far as like how I want to handle that realm of it. But as far as like on the dancer lens of it, like I've steal inspiration from so many different people. Like growing up, for me, it was like finding, and this is how I like give advice for people that are like, oh, like how, like, I don't know how to find my style or something like that. Or my brand. Like, how do I find it? And I'm like, for me, what worked was finding people that had the same like stature as me and seeing what they did. So like for me, that was Sean. So I really enjoyed how Sean utilized his length with his legs, and he didn't have his height effectively like be a hindrance to his creativity. He actually utilized it to his advantage. So like I saw that and I was like, oh, that's super, super cool. And so I stole kind of like how he did certain things. And then I really like how like Benmo structures his patterns. So like I always try and aspire to like have structure like that. And then I love how like Jakub and Emmeline just do like origami, like moving through like each other. Like it's like they almost become like a blob and then they come out of it. And I'm like, and it's just so smooth and silky that I absolutely love it. And I really also appreciate like how abstract it is, and it's really nice. And I think that's also just kind of like a European influence as well, because like before even like Jakub and Emmeline, like you had like Maxence, who is a big influence. Like the baseball throw that like leaders did all in the 2010s was because of Maxence. Like he came over, like absolutely murdered like the competitions in the States and was doing patterns that we didn't even think about doing. And he utilized his martial arts experience to be his inspiration for like different movements and things. So like there's just so many different things with arms or like that I see people do. And for me currently, like I'm wanting to get my patterns to be like a higher level of difficulty instead of like doing my internal kind of musicality. Is like I want to have that complexity that I think a lot of the European dancers have right now. So like that has kind of like been my influence, is like currently, my inspiration I should say is just seeing a lot of that pattern work that is very like flowy and interesting arms.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day actually, because I think coming up through I was very much musicality basics. You know, cool little internal movements, interesting footwork, whatever, wiggliness. That's what people say about me. And very much not a moves monster in inverted commas, right? Like don't learn 1,000 moves and try to remember them all, because you're just going to forget them. And it's interesting, like getting to this point and thinking, you know, I'd actually putting these really complicated movements into my lead and trying to work those out. I'm still very much at the beginning of that. And I don't know if you agree, but would give me in those times of question marks during the dance, when you're really in that improv mode and you go, we're in a really weird position right now, to be able to go, oh, well, I've done something that's a 7 out of 10 difficulty, and during that movement, there's a 5 out of 10 moment, which is currently where we are at now. And because I've just got that vast repertoire of being in these different positions, I can just go, oh yeah, cool. We can come out like this. I can just go around the back here, and boom, there's a phrase change for you. So that's, I don't know, that's my slightly lower level take on it. Just putting yourself, being able to be comfortable in a lot of different places. And I think a lot of the younger dancers are very keen to get there very, very early. And I'm like, dude, just let's work on timing and rhythm, and like glue yourself to the structure of the dance as opposed structure of the music as opposed to your movement in space. I don't know. I don't know if you agree with that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I I definitely like from what you were saying. I latched on to like the like kind of like rushing to like go like up to experience that.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like in intermediate and I'd just met Chuck Brown for the first time, and I was just like, oh man, like I just can't wait to get to advanced. And he's like, just wait, you'll get there.
Yeah.
Like, just enjoy what you're doing now. Like, and it's so hard to not look ahead, right? Like, because, like, that's the goal. Like, you always want to kind of, like, you compete to do better. But, yeah. So, like, just experiencing what it is nice.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with that. Because ultimately, the end of the rainbow isn't really there. You just always trying to improve. You don't, you might be in a different place technically, but
We all just
I feel
end
like
up
that.
dying in the end, so it doesn't really matter.
True. The points will not matter
No.
at the end of the day.
I actually, I don't know, obviously, culturally, where listeners are from, but I do believe they are accounted for after death, the WSDC points. I believe.
I think so too.
I don't know if it's certain faiths or philosophies, but fairly sure it's in the, because they put a little asterisk after. Yeah, and there's in the fine print. Yeah, so they do actually matter quite intensely. So if you are concerned about whether or not WSDC points matter, they do. And if you don't do well in this competition,
And if you want to see your WSDC points easily, you can go to this app called Swing Points that my boyfriend created. So you can download it on the App Store. That's it.
I thought you weren't going to mention that it was your boyfriend that created it. I thought you were just going to just stone cold sell
Just
swing points.
That's
Yep.
it. I
Yep.
could just come in with like a Swing Points, like a cap. A Swing Points.
Just like pull it from behind your
Yeah.
head.
Yeah,
Just, like,
absolutely.
Just in
Just
case
put
you
it
were
on.
wondering.
And if you're interested in private lessons, you should definitely check out the advertisements on Swing Points.
Yes.
And definitely get lessons from that pro that has been paying a lot of money to the person that runs Swing Points in order to advertise on that and Liberty Swing. You should definitely get a Liberty Swing too. I don't know if it's still advertising, but yeah. That Swing Points is amazing. I do have a rapid fire set of questions for you,
For sure.
and then we can tidy up.
Your shoe looks really tight.
I have wide feet, so the ones that fit me, are, you know what I mean?
They're too long.
They're the right width, but they're too.
Oh, interesting.
I just need better. I do look like I have little bags on my shoes, bags on my feet. I need to get better shoes. I want to go to like old school shoes. I want to start getting some like another influence.
She got those
Carolina Shack. That's what I like.
barefoot shoes.
I've got some of those, but I
Oh, you
can't
do?
dance. In them
You
so much.
can slide them.
Could I sway them? I've got
Yeah.
one with me. Maybe I'll do that.
If you go to like a shoe repair,
I would
get
have
them
them do
swayed
it.
you can have them do it.
Oh,
I've done that.
they'll
in the
probably do it
past.
well, huh?
I did that with a few different routines that I did.
Oh, that's smart.
So like for when Tara and I did two heads, I went to a local like shoe repair store and I wore high top Vans for that routine.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want suede on the bottom of these. And they're like, that's weird. And I was like, no, it's not. Do it.
Right. Yeah.
And then those were my routine shoes.
Wow, it's something I've been playing with. There's a couple of influencers that I'm playing with at the moment. There's a Bachata pro who is insane. Who was it? Kristen Wallace. She says there's like from Austin. Kuala. Says there's maybe she got it from someone else, but there's like Pokemon, they evolve. You got your first evolution, your second, and your third evolution, and maybe you get to All-Star and you're in your second evolution maybe, and you're trying to get to that third level 36, and then suddenly you're at that fully evolved state. So I showed her this Bachata Pro that is absolutely incredible with a micro musicality and like these little like looks, and he does all the wiggles, but just like 10% of what you'd think that you need, and it'll just like hit something and you're like mind blown. So he's my fully evolved form that I'm trying to replicate. But there's another one who is this crazy glider from Russia. I think they're both from Russia actually. And I'm just looking at their shoes and I'm like, maybe something with a bit of a stiffer sole. suede it up, and get some crazy to be able to play with. I don't know.
I have always been a shoe fiend, like trying on every different shoe, or I'm like, that dress shoe kind of looks fun, and then I just suede it and see what happens. Like, it's a really fun thing to do. It's expensive, but
Yeah.
it's very fun to also because the shoes make you dance so differently.
Right.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I should start doing that because, I have yet to find my shoe that I like to wear when I dance. For the longest time, a lot of followers, especially 5 years ago, they're all like, yeah, sandals, wear sandals, wear sandals. Mm-hmm. And so I wore sandals for the longest time, but I feel like post-COVID, everyone's just I just want to be comfortable. And so, finding closed-toed shoes that still kind of get my feet to do the same things I liked about sandals is hard.
Yeah.
Do they? Are there any particular movements? I'm trying to think. When I think of Emily dancing, I'm like crazy spins.
Yeah.
Do those affect you? Would you say when it comes to shoes?
The shoes, do they affect just sandals versus closed toe or
Yeah.
all of them?
Yeah.
I mean, it just can't be too grippy.
Right.
I wore ballet flats for a while at a time too, which I really liked. Not everyone likes to do this, but sometimes I'll spin with more of my foot down versus some people like to be up on the balls a lot. Mm-hmm. And so I just like a shoe that has a slippery heel too. So if anyone knows of any street shoes that have a slippery heel, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to start doing what Chris does and suede.
Just suede
Just
up.
buy shoes and suede them.
Yeah. Okay. And you're in the barefoot realm at the moment, or are you in a? What's your current shoe choice?
I really like the flows.
Are these the flows that we currently got on? That the entire All-Star Division leads have on, half the follows?
You wearing them too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have giant versions that look like
I
sacks
think
on my feet.
I think for me and I think also the Fuego, street shoe also is a good one that people are using, or the Eris Allen.
Eris Allen's, Tegra's.
Tegra's, all those different shoes. There's I think the Fuegos and then these are very easy to dress up and dress down. So if you want it to be casual street, you can wear these or you can wear the Fuegos, and it's great. And if you want to have it where maybe the event is more a kind of Grand Nationals boogie, we still want to all wear slacks and maybe have it be less street looking.
Sorry, what are slacks again to a British man?
It's
Fancy trousers.
Fancy trousers, yes.
Right, maybe suit trousers.
Yeah, so it's suit kind of trousers.
Okay.
Think about it as you're going on a date to a fancier restaurant.
I haven't been on one of those in a while.
Yeah.
Mainly because, I'm not very good at talking to women. Just
Would you like us to
wiggling my butt. Say again.
set you up with someone?
Yeah.
Do you want to set me up with someone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please. Yeah, go on. Have you got any names in mind?
Not at the top. I was about to say my sister, but she's married, so it can't be my sister.
How married?
Married. Pretty married.
Pretty married. Yeah. Yeah. I suppose they don't. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's not my sister.
She earn a lot of money. As well.
Does she have a lot of money?
And a
Yeah.
U.S. passport.
Yeah, she does have a U.S. passport. And she does make good money.
I keep being offered people Howard, you want to get married for a visa from the US, and I'm like, yeah, and they don't mean the US visa, they mean they want to get to Europe. I'm
Yes.
like, no, I want to stay here for the events. They're like, politically I need to leave.
No. Yeah, there's so many. I think Tara has deals with 7 different people.
I'm one of those.
That's so funny.
One of those.
She's but it's always fun conversation.
Really
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I haven't found anything better. There hasn't been my holy grail kind of shoe. I wore Rivieras for a very, very, very long time.
Okay.
But I wore the high top ones, which at least on the U.S. store, I looked recently, and I don't think they make them anymore. Because I really enjoyed the high top ones because they had more of the like harder sole. So like it was kind of like the thing that you were talking about, like having that characteristic of like it was a little bit stiffer on the bottom, and then they had the look of like the old school like Tories, where it was like the little kind of like ankle boot,
Little booty looking
little,
thing.
yeah. And I really liked the look of them. But the pair that I had for like 7 years, finally the mesh gave way and it split. So now I can't wear them anymore, and I'm very sad. But yeah, those were my go-to shoes for a very long time. I kind of stayed away from sueding the bottoms because I have enjoyed having grip as a lead. So for a bunch of my routines, I actually had it where the toe was sueded, but then the heel was rubber.
So that's another question. Brenner,
Yeah.
looking at his shoes, very much admire what he does a lot.
Yeah.
And he's got these leather soles on, maybe a rubber.
It's
Yeah.
probably is, yeah.
And that's
Heel.
an interesting combination of like slippiness and grip at the same time. Yeah.
It's for routines, fantastic. It was great. Like that way, you know that you can spin, and then I know that if my heel goes down, I will be stopping. You know, and I think for so many years, like the open floor, you're like, oh my gosh, is it going to be
Ice
slippery? Is it
skating
going to be
rink.
sticky? Like, what's going to happen? And all this stuff. And like now, I'm like, I got the rubber heel. I know that for a fact, I will be okay. You know, and that was really, really nice. So like having a sense of like being able to have some sense of grip. So I like having like these or like the Rivieras where it's a little bit more consistent between. Like I'm more of, I would rather have a slower and push through the turn than always feel like I'm on an ice rink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my preference.
I definitely felt that, especially at lower levels. I remember this idea of like needing to, you know, have like slippy shoes, and then I thought, what on earth am I? How far are you turning, Harold? You can't even do a half turn in socks, let alone,
Right.
you know, with a slippy shoe on. And what are you needing to do that for as a lead? Actually, you need to have a lot more grip, and I feel like a lot of my footwork improved a lot because I had a lot more to play with, and when I put the foot down. And now for me, it's like transitioning again. We've got a bit of a faster floor here with these shoes on, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yes.
Swingsota, you know. I'm like, oh, actually, I can play a little bit more with this. So yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
It's funny because like followers, not always, but typically are the opposite, where it's like we need, like it's probably better for the floor to be a bit faster, just so that we can get those like spins in faster. So it's kind of funny to hear about the opposite of like, I need more grip.
Oh,
Yeah, for the anchor. Yeah, right. You know.
well, I mean, like, because like
I'm
you
going.
can throw into like some crazy thing,
Right.
and like I'm like sitting there and I'm like leaning away for that tension, and I just feel my feet just slowly drifting towards the follow, and I'm like, I swear I'm doing the positioning correctly, and it's just the floor and my shoes just like not gripping up, and so yeah. But anyway, that was a very long-winded way to have my shoe preference.
No, it's perfect, man. So
But-
you're gonna hook me up with some shoes. You're gonna hook me up with.
A dog and maybe a girl.
I was
or
gonna
a
say
guy.
for the purposes of
Or they-
marriage, probably a girl would be great.
Okay,
I mean, you know,
whatever your preference is.
visas are, you know,
Visa's a visa.
visas are visas.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
like whatever. But yeah, fantastic. Right, quick fire. Okay. I'm gonna time it for you.
Cool.
All right. I stole this from shout out Zach Maddy and Mackenzie, the Max
Yes.
Zaddy podcast.
Yes.
They did this to me, and now I've just blatantly stolen it. So we're gonna do that. Okay. So fun fact: the event director for Wild Westy.
Don't know her.
No, who's that?
I don't
Who's
know.
that? Tracy Wang. Good friend of mine, as you know, loves to talk about Joel because Joel's one of our very good friends.
Yes.
Joel Torgerson. So I have a timer here, and it's the Joel timer. So every time she mentions Joel, I lap it. So currently we are on. I don't even know how many hours that is. Is that hours? Is that 8,461 hours?
Yeah.
34 minutes.
Wow.
Or maybe that's 34 hours. That's days. I don't know. But yeah, so we're on
This is
530 hours since you last mentioned Joel. So I can't actually use this timer. I'm going to have to get my laptop. Give me a second.
I was like,
The fact that you have that
question
and
coming?
it's still running
That's so funny.
is so brilliant.
She does talk about
And
Joel
see,
a lot,
like
yes.
that's the sense of like just stupid, fun community stuff that you just do that makes it great.
It's great.
It's so good.
We'll meet up and she'll be like, you know what, Joel was talking about lightweight.
You're like, oh,
Oh, hey,
does she know
before
that
you,
you have that running?
does she know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh my
good.
God.
And then I'll reset it multiple times in the day.
That's
like, I'm like,
hilarious.
oh, happened again. That was 2 hours. Oh, there's another one. She's like,
Oh my gosh,
"Stop
that's
there," and I'm like,
amazing.
it's great.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely
I don't know if
amazing.
she'll like the fact that I've just outed her to all 3 people that are listening to this, but oh dear, let's have a go. Right, okay, so rapid fire. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to half your time because you're a duo. Unless you want to do it in
you wanna
because you'll
do
know the
it-
questions.
Okay.
So I'm going to. What do you think is the best way of doing this? I think I'm going to half your time,
Okay.
and then which gives you an advantage, unless one of you falters.
Do you, since it's rapid fire, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
And then, okay, cool.
Yeah, I need a clear answer from each. You can't say it at the same time.
Totally.
Like, boom, boom.
Cool.
Boom, boom.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And there's a fit. It's not many.
I'm so nervous.
I know.
You getting nervous?
Yeah.
Always.
Nervous build.
Palms
That's-
are sweaty.
Yeah.
Mom's spaghetti.
Absolutely. Okay.
Calm and ready.
Cool. First question. Why didn't I place? I'm joking.
Ask your mom.
Ask your mom.
That she knows.
Oh man, that's so good. That's so good. Oh, that's going on a reel,
funny.
man. That's
That's really
so
funny.
good.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect. It's the perfect joke. Perfect. Let's go. Right, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions.
Cool.
You ready?
All right. Yes.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Late night social dancing, Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Sunday.
Fast or slow music?
Slow.
Slow.
Intricate footwork or smooth body movement?
Smooth body movement.
Intricate footwork.
Teaching workshops or taking workshops?
Taking.
Teaching.
More fun, spotlight or prelims?
Prelims.
Prelims.
Cool. Whoa. Was that 27 seconds? Right, okay, so here's the thing. You just beat everyone anyway, even if they were just as a
on their
single
own.
person. Yeah, you just set the record. And you get to half the
27
time. I'm not sure if
seconds.
I'm allowed to half the time. Well, 27.71 seconds. Which is
Dang.
still not as fast as how quick Tracy manages to mention Joel every time I say it. But yeah, thank you so much. It's been really cool having you guys on. It is 20 to 5 in the morning now.
Oh my
I'm
God.
glad that there's not a clock in this room because
Wow.
yeah,
Holy
that is long. How long have we been recording for?
Yeah, how long? We have to have been like probably an hour and a half.
It can't be that long. Oh yeah, it is.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Yeah. Do you think that you could do West Coast ASMR?
That's going to be our outro. We're going to do ASMR outro.
ASMR.
ASMR. Right. Okay, let's just talk. You have to get it right into your mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
Right in the mouth.
You know how to do this better than me. Do I lick it? I don't know. I love you. I miss my ex-girlfriend. Come back to me.
What are the noises?
Rerouting.
Yes.
To
Please turn
recalculation.
left onto the A25.
This is what my jacket sounds like.
I'm still available if you're Emily's sister.
If you.
Marriage is just a construct.
Oh wow, that's depressing.
Wow.
Good morning.
So
The weather today is about 60 degrees.
Or 20
Partly
if you're
cloudy.
in Poland.
Later on, it'll get to a high about 85 Fahrenheit.
Do you need car insurance?
We've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
Do you guys have a workshop to teach tomorrow?
We do.
We have two, actually.
What time do you have to start? 11, isn't
I
it?
think 11 and
I have a private at 10.
Which is in
that's not gonna be fun.
5 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, 5 hours, 15 minutes.
Okay, well, with that, we're going to say goodbye to our listeners. Thank you for tuning in to the Swing Content
Nighty
podcast
night.
by Fantasy Swing
I
about
feel-
West Coast Swing.
I feel very content.
Sleep tight, sleep